RITC Cybersecurity, empowering businesses with robust cybersecurity protection.
Welcome to Ciphered Reality. I am Mari Cherry. Ciphered Reality is cybersecurity tips and tricks for everyone, where we unravel the mysteries of cybersecurity one bite at a time. From digital heists to hacker exploits, we uncover online threats and the strategies to stay ahead. Whether you're an IT pro, business owner, or just safeguarding your personal data, this is your guide to the cyber world.
Thanks, Mari. I'm Mike Rotundo. I am the co-host of Ciphered Reality, brought to you by RITC Cybersecurity, small businesses partner in proactive cybersecurity. We are glad you joined us today. Our goal on this podcast is to provide information that both the cybersecurity professional and those just interested in cybersecurity can use. Today, we're going to go through some cybersecurity news. We're going to talk about some AI. We're going to talk about a couple other things like that. And then we're going to talk about why RITC is actually a really good partner for you. So with that, Mari, why don't you kick us off with some news?
All right, we're going to start with new Hellcat ransomware gang employs humiliation tactics. We were just talking about this. This is Info Security Magazine. Okay, according to an article, or this article, they're using double extortion tactics with a focus on exfiltrating data before encrypting systems. I want to ask you about that actually later. As well as offering ransomware as a service in exchange for a share of the profits. Also, this group has demanded $125 in baguettes from French energy giant Schneider Electric. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, all right. So you're now seeing it transition from we're going to encrypt your data. Mm-hmm. We're going to exfil your data. Now we're going to encrypt and we're going to exfil your data, and then we're going to mock you. So yeah, they're requesting $125,000 in baguettes. After stealing 40 gigabytes of data, that's pretty hardcore. It's just like at least they didn't add "and your mama's ugly."
Might as well have.
I mean, really. I mean, that's what these guys are doing. I mean, it's interesting. So, and then they're doing RAS, so ransomware as a service, and then that makes sense. I mean, they're just copying business model. That's right. You use our ransomware as a service, and you got to pay us out of your profits. That's not bad. Now, is there honor among thieves? So I say, oh yeah, I stole $10. Oh no, it was $10 million. Kind of thing.
Tomato.
Yeah. So I mean, I do know from some past experiences that there are actually Yelp type sites on the dark web that rate people, especially when you're dealing like money exchange and time of service and type of service. So all that stuff goes out there. There's reviews, there's all sorts of things, because these guys are thorough, and and so maybe they don't want to risk a bad review. So,
How hard would it be to get our hands on some of these reviews?
I actually probably have some still from a presentation at DEF CON.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and so you get an idea of what they're like, but it's like this guy's really good. He gets you your money in 2 days, like he said, but he charges 8%. Whereas this guy, takes 4 days, but only charges 4%. This guy takes a week and tries to charge you 15%. Stuff like this, or this ransomware actually works and stuff like that. But I'll try and dig them up for you, and maybe we can talk about them another time.
Okay. I do appreciate the examples of it.
Yeah, no, it's really what it is, and I don't think, as much as we love our millions of podcast listeners, we don't really want to venture out in the dark web unless we really have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask about them encrypting the systems. Does that mean that they're doing it to lock them out?
Yeah, basically.
Of their own systems?
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing, is they're encrypting it so you can't get to the data.
Oh. So they're not only stealing it, they're also just locking it from you.
Yeah.
And demanding baguettes.
Yeah, demanding baguettes and fromage.
Is that common?
Yeah, so typically, well, not the baguettes thing. But, so typically what these gangs do is they'll go after your backups first.
Okay.
And so what they'll do is they'll encrypt that data, steal it, encrypt it, and then you'll go be like, oh, I can just restore from backup, and it's like, oh, your backup's already destroyed. Which is why
Wow.
the requirement of air gap backups is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It didn't used to be a thing, but now it's insurance companies are requiring it. So, but air gaps or different AWS regions or however you want to do it with different credentials is typically how they're doing it. So but air gapping is definitely a thing.
And AWS is a good option.
Well, AWS is a good option, but what a lot of people do is they'll have their production system in the East region, and then they'll have their backups in the West region that are brought over by a different set of credentials. So those credentials that manage the backups don't do anything but that. And so if that credential were compromised, it couldn't impact production. Whereas if the production credential was compromised, it couldn't compromise the backups.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
Well, I mean, a true air gap would be literally, that would be running a tape and taking it down to Iron Mountain or something like that, where it's literally stored offsite.
Okay.
Or it's in a system that there really is no connection. You have to go get and, use SneakerNet to take it over to the appropriate systems or something of that nature. That's the old school stuff. But yeah, that's what air gap means, is basically there's a gap.
Okay. And SneakerNet?
You like putting it on a USB drive and walking it from one system to another.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
sorry.
I'm using like really old terms that are probably older than Mari. So, yeah.
That's all right. And Iron Mountain, is that an actual company or is that just a term?
That's an actual company. Yeah, Iron Mountain's an actual company where they do offset storage.
It's basically a storage facility for data.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing until just a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's not just data though. There's files and all. Whatever you want to store in a locked facility that's secured, you can do it.
I understand. People just use it.
Think about it as a what are those things? Those bank security
safety deposit box.
Safety deposit, like a really big safety deposit box.
Okay.
So
I thought it was specifically for data. So
well, a lot of that's really its predominant use, but there are other uses for it too. So
it's like one room there's a couch, and then the next one over.
I don't know. Iron Mountain is not cheap, so I'm gonna guess there's no couches, but you never know.
No one's storing their extra furniture.
No. It is not the not the U-Haul storage at the corner of 56th Street and Greenway. No.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I was picturing. So.
Yeah. No, it's not. And the guards are actual guards, not some old guy with a nightstick and a radio, kind of thing. It's stop, or I'll say stop again. It's
yeah, like they have tasers, or do they have firearms?
They're like armed.
They're
guards,
packing.
Yeah, they're strapped, as it were.
They're strapped. All right. Well, good to know. So don't mess with them. It's a good place to keep your valuables.
Yes.
Do we have any more information or anything else you want to add about the Hellcat gang?
No, that's it. Well, the only thing I did read in the article was that it's what they're doing is similar to the tactics used by nation states. So this may be a nation state that's deciding to cut loose and. I don't know. They have a new department head in China who's got a really funny sense of humor and has decided that, North Korea or whatever. I don't know. Or,
who knows?
Could be the Americans. I don't know. Who knows?
Right.
I love the American cybersecurity stance, and we're these innocent victims that aren't, we're just getting pummeled by the rest of the world. And it's like, no, we wrote most of this stuff. So. There's a reason they stole all the data from NSA to with all these exploits. It wasn't because it was cool. It was because stuff works. So, yeah.
All right.
So
okay, then we'll move on then to our next News topic: DeepSeek expose database leaks sensitive data. It's the latest AI chatbot provider out of China. And AAP News says it rivals U.S. companies for its cost-effective NVIDIA chip and their graphic processing units. Originally designed for rendering graphics in gaming and professional visualization. Do you have anything to clarify?
Well, so there's a lot on this. There's a lot of news out there. First of all, when this got launched, it tanked NVIDIA's stock. NVIDIA stock. So it really set things into motion. Well, as they start to dig into these things, they actually are using NVIDIA chips. They just may be using less of them. My question on that is, why is the U.S. allowing export of NVIDIA chips to China?
Where are NVIDIA chips?
I believe they're made in the U.S. or in Taiwan, but it's I can't remember if it's an American company or not. But the thing is like we can stop that. We can stop that export because and the Chinese can't. The Chinese have great skill at certain reverse engineering things. This they will not be able to do. They may be able to understand the functionality of it. They may be able to understand a lot of it, but even the equipment to build these chips is specialized to the point of they would have to be able to obtain the equipment. They would have to be able to obtain the materials. They would have to be able to, it's not like they can just, pop it into a 3D printer and, make me an NVIDIA chip or an NVIDIA chip.
So with that being said, why did their stocks tank then? Is it because it was pretty?
So there's a huge amount invested by Meta, Oracle, OpenAI in these NVIDIA chips. And what they're doing, and they're buying a ton of these chips, and they're not cheap. But if all of a sudden China's come out and said, "Oh, we got one that runs on a bunch of less chips," then all of a sudden, the demand for those chips drops. So that's why, because NVIDIA was tooling along, and I mean, 100. I'm using, it's not an exact number, so please don't email us and correct me. But it was like $100 a share, and then all of a sudden came up with this and went to like $1,000 a share. So
well, I'm gonna hold you to that $100 a share. So.
I'm not buying you any.
I think that's okay. Okay. I do have a question.
Okay.
How can someone at home more effectively protect their mobile device or home computer when using AI tools?
Oh boy. So there's a lot of rules that you need to follow. First of all, is you don't put any what you would consider confidential data into the AI.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be your name, address, phone number, birth date, social security number, bank account, checking account, anything like that.
Wait, you don't put your social security number in it? What?
Yeah, I know. It sounds counterintuitive.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. All right.
But there are stories, like way back, 6-8 months ago, maybe a little longer, when this first became starting to be big, is that they were finding medical professionals that were putting EPHI data into HIPAA, into OpenAI to write reports, not realizing that there is no delete function. So, So, and then, doing financial spreadsheets and doing financial, which is why in our vendor assessment documentation and our policies, we require AI checks. So, and we want to know what the vendor is doing and, with AI, because you don't want confidential data going at AI without any controls.
Yeah, definitely not.
So
that's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah, to quote Egon Spangler, that would be bad.
That would be bad. Correct.
Yeah.
All right, you kind of answered this question already because you brought up policies and other things, but how can RITC specifically help smaller companies protect against threats while utilizing AI tools?
Well, the first thing we can do is bring in policy, procedure, and train your people. The second thing is that AI is going to be used for malware because there's multiple jailbroken AI tools out there, as we talked about, I think last week, Worm GPT,
we touched on it a little bit.
Ghost GPT and a couple of the other ones. So there's going to be a lot of malware coming out. And so that's really a concern. So training your people, we can teach your people how to spot AI, and it's getting harder and harder. But there's always going to be some telltale sign. And this is a lot of protecting you with policy, procedure, and functioning and analyzing your systems to ensure that you're up to date and making sure, we'll do an assessment of where you are from a proactive cybersecurity standpoint. So,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Well, that kind of leads us into the next topic: Time Bandit ChatGPT jailbreak bypasses safeguards on sensitive topics.
Yeah.
This was put out by Bleeping Computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing that I thought was really interesting, they brought up the mechanism of the Time Bandit exploit, timeline confusion.
Yeah.
That blew my mind because it puts it in a state where ChatGPT isn't sure if it's in the current time or it's unable to discern if it's past, present, or future.
Right.
What?
Yeah. So ChatGPT has these controls around it that says you can't ask specifically. It's like create me malware, but you can ask the question: if I was a mathematician in 1700 and I wanted to create malware, but I didn't have advanced computing skills, how would I do it? And ChatGPT will go, "Oh, here you go, and here's the code." So,
it would have, maybe not the code now, but it could have. Or do you think? Oh,
well, I think it's possible. Yeah, that's what the article alluded to, is that we would actually prevent the code. Things like, how do you build a gun? How would you build a Smith or a Colt 1911 in 1800? How would you build God forbid, nuclear bomb, and so.
Yeah, there's ways to do it at home. It's scary. Maybe not a nuclear bomb, but
no. Well, use enough Mountain Dew. You never know.
Oh, I love Mountain Dew though, especially Baja Blast. Oh man, I love it. There's also guidance on producing illicit substances.
Yes, like poisons and drugs. Yeah.
Isn't that Breaking Bad? Basically what that show was.
Might be, yeah.
Just more convenient now.
Exactly.
OpenAI has acknowledged the vulnerability and is actively working to enhance the robustness of their models against such exploits. I don't know what that means. Like, how do they do that?
So they're trying to add guardrails into the system that says you can, even if you ask in a past time, that you can't say, how do I build a gun? Okay, yeah. Even if you say, how do I write this code in 1789 or whatever it is, it's not going to tell you how to write code. It's not going to tell you how to write that code, the malware code, So that's what it's going to try and do. And I don't know what else they're going to do to eliminate the time confusion, but obviously, it's just a computer program, and it is not meant to think like humans do. A lot of the skills that they, try and say AI has, really, it's really just a predictive database. It's just really big and fast. So you ask a question and it goes and it searches and finds the question. It's not sentient. It's not coming up with any creative answers. So it's looking at all the answers of all the data for the last, 20 years or whatever, and it's saying, okay, based on this probability, this is what the person is looking for.
And that is incredibly useful.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's just dangerous as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So they say that some of the mitigations have been implemented, but the vulnerability has not been fully patched. So still got to be careful.
It's a process. Yep. Takes time.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have something else? You had a class you wanted to talk to us about.
Yeah, and that was the class I didn't finish, so I don't have all of it, but there are a few things that I wanted to touch on that I thought were really interesting. And it was, according to Scott Augenbaum, the cost of cyber attacks in 2015 was $3 trillion US dollars and is predicted to be 10.5 trillion for 2025.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a huge jump in 10 years. Yeah. And 3 trillion is an astronomical number.
Yeah.
10.5 is unimaginable to me.
Yes. There was a study out there that I think it was 23 or 2024 that there was more data stolen in that year than had been stolen in like the past 10 years combined.
Oh my gosh.
So things are just getting more and more sticky and more dangerous. So
Yikes.
you got to be on your toes. You can't let this stuff slide.
Yeah, and it's crazy because there's a lot of people out there, I think, that don't know a lot of really simple things they can do to help prevent some of this.
Yeah.
All right. In this class, he listed his 4 truths in cybersecurity that he pulled from his years of experience working in this department with the FBI.
Cool.
And the first is none of the victims ever expected to be victims. Like
Never do.
it won't. Right. No, it's not going to happen to me. That's
Yeah.
Or what's something else? It's like my business isn't. We just talked about
Yeah. I don't really have anything to steal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 2, once our stuff, whatever that may be, is stolen, the chances of getting it back is slim to none.
Yeah.
So you got to just write
and
that off.
You may release your data, but they have a copy of it, so it's
Right.
don't think they're like destroying it.
Yeah.
So,
Too bad. 3, chances of cyber criminals brought to justice is also slim to none.
Yeah,
That's
I think
kind of
it's
a bummer.
something like 90 to 95% of cybercrime is not prosecuted.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Right. Well, so here's the thing. I mean, this is something I used to say, and this is what I got from some of my training, is I could go hack a bank and steal $20,000. All they're going to do is they're going to figure out how I stole it and then close the loophole that I used to steal it. Because the reputational damage to admitting to the fact that you had $20,000 stolen is more than they could stomach.
I didn't even think about that.
So a long time ago in another company, we were doing work for I can't remember, they're like a investment fund. I don't remember what kind of investment fund.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a bunch of Bitcoin stolen. And it was something like $60 million worth of Bitcoin at the time, which is probably now worth billions because Bitcoin's gone through the roof. Anyway, they had it stolen from their wallet at one of the repositories. And we're like, well, you need to contact the FBI, you need to contact the police, you need to do this, that, and the other thing. And they're like, no, never mind, we'll cover it from something else. Yeah.
Whoops.
That stuff happens every day, people. I'm not making that up. So,
I mean, $20,000, it's a pretty good chunk of change.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
right.
I mean, no, we are not at RITC Cybersecurity advocating for doing that. I mean, but it's a disclaimer. It's like, but that's the reality on the ground, because you have jurisdictional issues, you have all sorts of things. What if it originates of an IP in a country overseas, but it was done here, and I live in Arizona, and the crime was actually committed in California? Who has jurisdiction?
Oh my gosh, that's so messy.
Yeah. So there are no, last I checked, internationally agreed upon rules. So,
wow, that's probably something that should change at some point, maybe.
One would think, but it's been 35, 40 years, so.
Right. Well, maybe someday. We'll try to be hopeful here. Okay. The last one, number 4. Most cyber victimizations could have been prevented.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah. You, just by doing the basic cyber hygiene, patching, making sure your systems are up to date, not using old systems, using strong passwords, using MFA, running antivirus, not going into insecure websites, having a fire, all these like simple things that people neglect.
Yeah, he did mention, and I didn't put these in my notes up there. He says not to surf the web as an administrator from your home computer.
Yeah.
Can you?
So if you have a computer and you build a computer and have an administrative account,
yes.
What he's saying is you should create a separate account that you actually use on the computer.
Okay.
So that you actually forces you to. So if someone were to steal your existing credentials, they don't have carte blanche to your computer. They can't do whatever they want on your computer. They have to, because the administrator protects it. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why when you make any changes on your computer, it asks you for an admin password.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
That's why I did that. It wasn't just to drive you crazy, Mari. There was a reason.
What? I thought you were just messing with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
All
how
right, cool.
can I
Thanks
frustrate her more?
Great.
Yes.
This is... No. This is not a hostile work environment.
No. Nobody from the EEOC needs to call. Thank you.
We're good. And there was a quote he used, and I'm not sure if this is his quote or not, so I'm not sure who to credit this to, but it says, "What is the best way to treat a venomous snake bite? Don't get bitten." So, just do your best not to let it happen.
Exactly.
Sometimes easier said than done.
Yes.
He also... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you don't want to be a victim of physical crime, don't go into bad neighborhoods at night.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's crime, there's gang activities, that sort of thing. So you just be smart. Lock your doors.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, lock your doors. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
All right. He touched on core critical controls, and I wasn't sure what that was either, so I had to look it up.
Okay.
There was a lot, so I just picked 3.
Okay.
Prioritized approach. Focus on the most effective security measures first. So how can we help companies and people at home create a prioritized approach?
Oh, it's real simple. We can do a little assessment, just a questionnaire, and do some scoping and get an idea of what you have in place, and then make recommendations from there and take a look at what you have. Or we can go more in depth and do an actual cybersecurity assessment of your infrastructure and see what you have in place and design solutions to mitigate your risk and policies and procedures that you... Unfortunately, one of the pushbacks on policies and procedures is that, our culture and our business doesn't allow for that. Well, so you're going to have to change the culture a little bit to make yourself more secure, and it's just the reality anymore. We run into people all the time that, we want to add an authenticator to someone's phone, and they're like, well, you can't do that. It's my phone. It's like, well, you want access to your data? Kind of need it.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah. Next one kind of plays into that: risk reduction. Aim to mitigate common cyber threats. What are your thoughts on that?
Again, it's the same thing. It's just the basic cyber hygiene stuff. And then, but understand what you need to do an analysis of what you're doing as a business process. Do you have, 2 checks on paying a bill? Does someone have someone else have to sign off on it? Because there's a lot of social engineering around financials, and there's a lot of, phone calls or, and people saying, hey, this is the CEO's secretary. I need you to do X, Y, and Z and send $20,000 here. And then if you don't check that, you might send $20,000 there and be like, what are you doing? I mean, there was no, this wasn't required. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I think a dollar limit is a thing too, as well, right?
Yeah. Anything over $5,000 or whatever, you have to verify.
All right, next one is standardized framework, such as NIST, CIS, PCI DSS, SOC 2, and HIPAA.
Yes.
Which are all things we offer at RITC.
Yes. A standardized cybersecurity framework is a step above of just doing the basics. It's actually NIST, which is the government, it's a government agency, quasi-agency. I don't know exactly how to describe NIST, but they have designed the standards for what should be done for Department of Defense and for dealing with the government and this sort of thing. So NIST is a security framework. CIS is a security framework. It's less involved than NIST. It's very useful for small business. It's not policy or documentation heavy where NIST is. PCI DSS, you have to, if you take a credit card, you're going to be involved with some level, be it your your payer, the bank that processes your cards, however it works, they're going to ask you for something.
Yeah.
SOC 2 on here is a good industry standard framework. That's something you should get, but you really need the basics first. So you need a NIST or a CIS framework first. Although I'd recommend, if you're going to go to SOC 2, I would get a NIST because adhere to NIST framework because of the documentation required for NIST, will dovetail into SOC 2.
Nice. That's good to know.
Yeah, and then HIPAA is going to be obviously medical. So, but still, I always recommend that you marry NIST to PCI, NIST to SOC 2, NIST to HIPAA, or CIS to one of those, because you're better. If you're secure, you will most likely be compliant. If you're just compliant, you're not secure.
Right.
So.
Right. I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, that's our mantra. So.
All right. With all that, do you want to move on to the topic we have for today?
I think we probably should.
Feel good about it?
Yeah, I think we should. We should give these good people exactly what they're paying for. So.
Right. All right. Topic for this episode is why partnering with RITC is the best decision for your small business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with my 60 years of experience, my impeccable eye for detail, and general badassery. And Mike likes to tag along with his 30 years of experience and his, CISSP, CRISC, CEH, CPT, PCIP, ITIL, MCSE certs, and his PENTA. What's that one?
What is that? What is it? I don't remember taking that test. I might have.
Yeah, pen testing extraordinaire. No trace analyzed.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I just made it up, so you can put it on your resume.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my signature block anyway.
Yeah, put it on your signature block.
You're
That's
going to
great.
start seeing job descriptions out there. You must be Penta certified. People are going to be like,
we
what?
can make it a thing. We can make it a thing.
Can.
To work at RITC, you need to be Penta certified.
That's another T-shirt coming to you. Are you Penta?
That's really funny. Oh, all right. Our mission at RITC is to provide world-class cybersecurity services tailored to the specific needs of your small to medium-sized business at a fraction of the cost. This is something we talk about a lot.
Yes,
we say it a lot.
Yes,
we really mean it.
Yes. Yes, we do.
So, yeah, that means we take the time to actually listen to what your company needs and help guide you to stay compliant. So what are some cool ways that we do that?
Oh, well, it's not just audits. It's the list of certifications that Mari just rattled off are actually real, except for Penta. We're going to make that one happen, though.
Yeah, they were real, except for that last one.
Any of you script kiddies out there trying to figure out your next cert, go Penta. Anyway, what we do is really we listen. We're all about customer service, and we're trying to revolutionize this industry a little bit. And I've spent the last 8 years of my life. I left Fortune 500 level companies, and Mari was better than me. She was at Fortune 100 level companies, and we decided that we were going to focus on small to medium sized business. And I've spent the last 8 years of my life, almost 9 now, trying to teach small business to wring the best cybersecurity out of the smallest budget they have. How do you get a $100,000 security program out of $25,000? But we listen to you, and we're going to use creative, out of the box solutions. But they're going to adhere to company best or industry best standards. We're going to tie you to NIST. We're going to tie you to CIS. We're going to use those proven methods, but we're going to make it work for you.
And not just for audits, but year-round, all the time.
Year-round, all the time, yeah. Audits and customer questionnaires are a part of reality now, but you need it year-round. You have to be having these practices every day, and it has to be repeatable, and it has to be easy to follow. And there will be some cultural changes required in your company, but they're not painful. There's no beatings. So,
I mean, depends on where you're at, I guess. I don't know what kind of business you're in.
Exactly. If that's the business you're in, then yeah, maybe there will be.
All right. We sort of touched on this a little bit, but what is an example of a tailored service opposed to a cookie cutter service?
Well, cookie cutter service is a lot of times sold by non-security companies.
Oh,
It'll be like an MSP, managed service provider or something like that. It'll say, oh yeah, we've got a security solution for you. First of all, you need a year-long contract with us, and you need to buy this tool, and you need to do this, and you have to give us admin access to your entire system, and you have to do X, Y, and Z, because we're just going to run it for you. But it really comes down for them, the subscription and the tool. That's what they want to sell. And it's one size fits all. It doesn't matter if that's not what you need. It doesn't matter if you don't actually have a network. You have 5 people working remotely. It's just, this is what you need. We're going to actually look at your environment and say, okay, you need this,
right.
this, and this. You really don't need the $20,000 firewall, and you really don't need, the year-long subscription. And the nice thing that we'll do in a 10-hour block, a 15-hour block, a 20-hour block. We'll go through and we'll sit down and we'll give you a no BS assessment of where you really are, and then we're going to tell you what you need to do to fix it. And if you want to just take our assessment and go to someone else, then you do. We would hope that you won't. And based on our level of customer service, we're going to guess that you're not. But
it's impeccable.
It is impeccable. And that's what we actually, honestly, though, we joke about it, but that's really the difference. One of the differences you're going to see between RITC Cybersecurity and other companies. You're going to deal with me or someone like me. You're always going to talk to Mari or someone like, it's not going to, but it's not going to be, once someone is assigned from RITC security on your account, cybersecurity on your account, you're not going to just randomly see who shows up at the meeting on Tuesday morning. It's always going to be the same people. They're going to learn to know you. They're going to be like family after a while. If it's on long-term engagement, if it's on 10 hours, it may be that person you see at the mall at some point, that kind of thing. So, it's just, so that's our goal, is to actually become part of your company and show you how to do these things in whatever bites you can handle. So
right. And there's security in that too, just knowing that you're going to get the same person every time. Some reliability there.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like that. Yeah. What are some ways a company could use a 10 to 15 hour time block? What can you do?
Well, it's kind of like we just touched on. Basically, I think one of the best ways is to come in and sit down and just talk about what you have, where you have, what controls you have, what your infrastructure footprint looks like, that sort of thing. And then we will go ahead and design whatever you want us to do. We can also do a quick assessment. We can also do, a lot of times it's like, well, I need these 3 policies written. Okay, we can do that for you. Whatever it is. Whatever you want. We're not going to wash your car, and we don't pick up dry cleaning.
Oh, dang.
So,
well.
but we will, whatever your pain point is, we can figure out a way to help you in as little as 10 hours or 15 hours. So, obviously we're a business, right? So we want to keep repeat customers, and we want to keep you happy. And obviously we'd rather have you sign a 50-year contract, but that's not necessarily reality. So.
Right. It's kind of like a trial run too. It could be, try us out, see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. Try us before you buy us. Yeah. Because personality conflicts are a real thing, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you don't want to be tethered to someone for a year who you don't like. So, but, we guarantee you'll like us though.
100%.
Yep. If you like this podcast, you're going to like it.
Hopefully. That's the goal.
That is the goal.
Yeah, this is all really great. I really like the way that RITC is sounding. You're selling me on it, so that's really great. We're also putting usable information out there for free in the form of blogs on our website, tips on social media. Please follow us at ritc.cybersecurity on Instagram, and this podcast.
Yep.
Do you have any more to share with our millions of listeners?
Look, we're going to be honest with you. We're not trying to sell you tools. We're not going to sell you. We don't sell anything but, our skill set from our brain and our years of cybersecurity knowledge. And we joke about it, but we really are very serious about what we do. And I've got a pedigree. And, one of those things that you have to understand is all those certifications don't mean I'm good at taking a test. It also means I have ethics requirements for everything I do. So I'm not going to lie to you. I can't lie to you. It's just not
It's
worth,
not worth it.
lying to you. So I will 100% tell the truth, and and so we will honestly do what's best, and we care. This is kind of altruistic for us because really small to medium-sized businesses, I think, are the backbone of the American economy, and that's really what we need to deal with and support. So there's a whole lot more of them than there are of IBMs and Microsofts and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, with all that, how do you feel?
Good. I think we did a good job today, and I think hopefully the people will get a whole lot out of this. So
I hope so. That's the goal, right?
Yep. And then so that's it for today. Stay smart, stay safe, and remember, the only thing you should leave unlocked is this podcast. And with that, we're out.